Hello, it is a couple days prior to the Jones family reunion out at Cape Disappointment, where we're going to see Frank and Catherine off into the ocean for all times. And this is Bruce Aaron Rasmussen, and this is our little lake cabin. And I got some video tracks of Frank to introduce, but I take this little seating arrangement here in our little garage. It's really nothing more than I don't want to get too far back out and the sun's going to blind me, but a garage here, steel building garage. And we had Frank and Catherine come to live with us, and this is what they did. We had an extra sofa, and he put it up there, and that nice round coffee table, what he did is he just grabbed two of those plastic end tables and lopped a board across them and put a coffee table right out in front. And Lizzy used to love to come and my phones are off the hook. Used to love to come and sit right here and look out, and she'd say, "Is that a bird up there?" Right at the top of that tree. You gotta have an imagination, but you gotta realize her senses were leaving her, and she didn't have telephoto either, but it does look like something perched up there, a bird of prey or something. Oh, she talked me into it anyway. But sit out here, and we made this for Frank. We got his initials carved in it, as a matter of fact, and that was myself and Eric and Dougie Doo for Frank, so he could sit here and watch the birds. And oh, we got some activity right over here on the Hummer. Got hummers going. I don't see them right this second, but we got hummingbirds. And behind the umbrella that he fixed for us, actually he fixed that one, was broken, and he in his craftiness fixed it. And we got, more. This has become the favorite place to sit in the morning and watch all the critters. It's warm enough now, they've just disappeared, but usually have a plethora of birds and chipmunks. But this was what I remember about Frank, is sitting here in the morning with coffee and sitting here in the evening, sitting here in the evening and talking while we drank wine. Now, I was not a wine drinker before they came, but I certainly am now. Oncology, he used to have an oncologist that was right next to him. And I hear my wife walking up the driveway, swing around to say hey. And she's going to have a few words, but I want to tell you about the tracks we got for Frank here. And she wants to zoom in on me over here and be my camera person as I talk about these tracks. So, all right, you in on me? All right. Frank and Catherine, I got 10 tracks of them. The first is Frank and Catherine at home at 6105 South Magnolia. They got to stay there for 3 years, 3 months, which was just a godsend, because they had to have lived in the state for 3 years in order to qualify for state Medicaid. And I came home that summer 2001, and Frank said, "I have to have this surgery." And Kathy and I discussed it, and there was no way we could take care of Lizzy, so we needed to move him to assisted care facility. And You know, Frank might have died on this surgery. Very invasive. Had to cut right into the heart. And he has a whole section. The next section, no, the third track is about him explaining it. The second track is them moving, or us moving them, and Lizzy gets to show her orneriness there. We got a little, and we can fast forward through. A lot of the track is just us moving, but has her in there where we can all hoot and holler at her and her orneriness. The fourth track is Frank at Christmas 2001, right after Lizzy, as I called her, passed. And he's eaten, you could tell he's lost something. They were a really loving relationship. When they stayed out here in the mornings after he had coffee and talked with me about his merchant marine days, which are great stories, he'd get up and make her egos and serve her in bed, and she'd read the newspaper, and they just loved each other all the way 50-some years, and had this banter back and forth. Then we got Frank at his own place. We moved him from the room that he and Lizzy had to another place in the Cooper George, and got some Christmas with him. Then Skipper did a real nice thing, summer 2002. He took Frank flying all around the lake, and we caught that. That was a fun thing. And Frank at Eric's rehearsal dinner, and then Frank arriving at Eric's wedding, and Frank at Beth's wedding. We kept him involved, and really enjoyed Frank. Gifted at manufacturing and doing things. Not only did he get this seating arrangement going, but he did build the first cabinetry that we had in here. Of course, we liked it so much we went and had some custom cabinetry made for us, and we got drawers and everything. Kathy, why don't you pick it up and zoom out, so they can see everything, and then just let them have a panorama of these cabinets. Inspired by Frank. We'll never forget Frank. Frank was a very special person to us. Got me drinking wine, got me quitting work at 5 in the afternoon. Sometimes I'd work to 8 o'clock, and like my brother does still. But not anymore. I go down, I shower up, I get cleaned up, I get a glass of wine, I come up and I sit and I socialize, and it's a good thing. And the last track is Tomato Street, where, you know, it's sort of dark, but Eric got some pictures of everybody and commentary about Frank there. Anyway, our attempt to have a little memorial for Frank and Catherine, a little video we can watch. Probably after we've laid them to rest out in the ocean. And Kathy's got just a few words to say. So come on, hop in here, Kathy, get the hot seat. I'll zoom in on you. And say your goodbyes. Immortalized.
I don't have much to say. Aaron said most of it already. They were good parents to us as we were growing up. We had lots of fun as kids. They took us anywhere we wanted to go and play in the summers. Lots of road trips up to the cabin at Charlie's.
I think that cabin at Charlie's really is what set the groundwork for you liking this so much.
Yeah.
This little
probably.
place.
And, you know, we're going to have our moments of missing them, but they were good parents. They took care of us, and they lived a good life, and we will remember them. And that's all.
Out here.